recording, so we'll have notes of this. Where you see converted to contract on the far right of the search fields, change that to no, because you're interested.
Change that to, I'm sorry?
To a no. You're interested in the ones that have not been converted yet. You could enter a specific product or a specific issue date range, but first of all, I just want you to click search, and we're going to show you what this report's going to show you for the ones that are not converted to a contract. Okay. This is going to give you, it's going to be grouped by customer or by magazine. First you see Harrisburg Magazine, and then under there you see all the insertions that are in the system that have not been converted to a contract. This is showing us the net amount. We probably should edit this report so that it shows the rate card price and the net, and that way you can quickly look at this and you can see if there's a difference between the two.
Okay. Because super. Like the first one there is, right?
Actually,
it looks like a proposed net was split. It says 275 and then projected net 247.
Yeah, what that's doing, Darwin, is just showing you that since this is not yet converted to a contract, it's in there at a 90% probability. So 90% of the amount is 247.50. So that's really, you're not going to be concerned about that. What I do want, give me a second, I'm going to pull in the rate card price to this report, and I'm going to have you run it, and we'll see if that's going to be what you need.
Okay.
1 second. I just have to go down into that particular report and make a change. And that is the forecasting report. Okay. And I'm going to bring into the display the rate card price. So let's give me 1 second. I'm going to find it and put it in there. I'm going to add that, bring it up. And then I'm going to also put in a calculated column so you can quickly see the difference and you don't have to do the math in your head.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
I hate doing math in my head. I don't know about you.
Yeah, me too. Me either. The older I get, the more I hate it. Okay. I can remember to hate it, but I...
All right. So let me put in a calculated field to do that. And it's going to be the card rate minus the net Okay, what I want you to do, if you would, Darwin, is click the search button one more time on here.
Okay.
Okay, now you see, I need to move it over a little bit, but you can see I show the rate card price first, the card rate, and then it shows the proposed net price. And then on the far right, I've got the difference, $100. So I'm going to move that over so you can see it side by side. I just wanted to make...
I can see it.
I just wanted to make sure that that was working before I took the time to move it around in the columns.
Okay.
Okay. And if you, I'm going to leave that projected net with split on there. unless you tell me to take it off. But that's really nothing that you need to worry about a difference.
Okay. I mean, if you can take it off, if we don't worry about the 247.50, I don't know that that'll help us much. Do you, Darcy?
No, I don't think we need it on there.
Okay.
So I had myself muted. I'm eating chips, so I had to unmute myself.
Okay.
So if you can get rid of that, because I don't. Okay.
Okay. Give me 1 second, and I will get rid of that.
Who puts the probability in? Where did they get the 90% probability?
That can be entered when a proposal is entered, and it defaults to 90% unless the sales rep changes it. So
in all honesty, they should put it in, and if it's a 10%, they should put that 10%. If it's a 100%, they should or 90%, they should 95.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, the only difference it makes is in this report. This report is designed
I like the idea. I think it's a good idea.
Let's leave it in here for now. I'm going to move it so that it's to the side. But if you were to run this on everything, those that had been converted and not been converted, then it gives you an ability to take that probability percentage and come up with an estimate of maybe what you'll end up getting out of these proposals and add it to your actual, so that it becomes a true pipeline report. So.
Yep, I like that. That's a good idea.
Okay, so card rate. And I'm going to move that up. Okay, now go in again and search again.
Okay.
Click search again.
Okay.
Okay. First two numbers are the probability and the projected.
Okay.
Then you go to the card rate, 375. The net amount on this proposal is 275, so they've given a $100 discount.
Right. Okay.
So you can see that on here. And then when you're ready to convert these to a contract, you can go through and you can click on the customer name in the far left. And when this comes up, you can go down to the proposals and click on that little green arrow to the right of proposals. To the right.
The arrow, okay.
And if you click the pencil beside this proposal, go ahead and click that. Then when you're ready to approve it and convert it to a contract, at the bottom of the page, there is a proposal menu that you would click on. It says proposal menu. And if you click convert to contract, then you've approved it and you've put it into the system as an order, and it will show in run sheets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, are you going to want to do all of that for each order that they're off rate?
Well, there's a simpler way, but at the first while, I probably will want to just to get used to it. But after a while, I might not.
Or do you want to look at it when the order's booked and then just deal with it there?
Yeah, you can pull a similar report for orders that are in the system, and you can see the same thing. So whether or not you do that before you convert it, or whether you open that up and let the reps convert their own, and you simply pull up an issue and you double check it before it goes to print.
I think that's what I would rather do. That's what I would rather do.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's go back. We're not going to convert this yet.
Yep.
So if you go back up, let's go back. Let's close this tab that we're on. You can click up at the very top right there and close it. Okay. And let's close this customer record. Okay. And let's go back to the left on your benchmark tab. Okay, good. Now instead of choosing converted to contract no, you can change that to converted to contract yes. And you can choose a certain issue. This is everything.
Okay.
You could go.
That's fine for right now.
Yeah, this is everything. If you wanted to only see a certain issue, you could go up to the search at the top and go for an issue date range, or choose a zone, product, and issue for one issue.
So is zone and product the same for us?
Yeah.
In our particular instance?
A zone and a product are exactly the same thing. And Harrisburg Magazine is a product. So if you just wanted to see Harrisburg Magazine October issue, you go up to the top and you choose Harrisburg Magazine on that drop down.
Okay.
So go ahead and do that. And then you choose the year 2017 and you pick one issue that you want to look at.
Okay, let me just see the Octobers.
Right, and now if you search, you're only going to get...
Then I search?
Yeah. And this is the info for all of these in the October issue. And if you're doing this only on converted contracts, I can also give you a sales run sheet that will do the exact same thing, and you don't have to go through and say converted or not. So Darcy, if you want me to do that, I can.
What do you think, Darcy?
I think you want to, I don't think you want both, because at this point, they're, you know, they were shown how to convert their own to orders.
Okay.
So
okay, I'm going to put this same information in. I'll create a sales run sheet, a V2 sales run sheet to be used for this, and I will give it a title, you know, actual versus, you know, rate card versus actual. And I will send you an email where you can go to open the report, and it will work exactly like this. You don't have to worry about the proposals and where they're converted. You'll just choose your zone, your product, and your issue, and you'll run it, and you'll get that information. That'll be easy.
So if I wanted to just check by rep, I would just go on under here and do the reps.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just get by rep, right?
If you chose one rep's name, you would get only that rep's.
Okay.
So maybe there's somebody you need to watch more closely than others, and you just want to pull it up and check theirs. Now, if you search, you're only going to get things that are Lisa Hance for the rep.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Super.
I'm going to do that. I know what you need. I will add it to the menu.
Okay, super. I like that. That's very good.
Okay. Now.
Okay.
You had another question. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to. I was looking the other day on goals, because I would like to put the goals in. Is there?
I have the goals in for October.
Okay.
I'm not sure they're right, but we can look at them. I mean, so.
Okay, that's fine. And you can show me how to put them in, Darce, or
but I mean,
are you always going to have to put them in?
No, I mean, I think we should look at them, but I'm just saying is that if you want to see, like, with.
Let's look at the report. Let's check the report. So go to report and sales.
Yep.
And go down to goals report at the very bottom. And let's pull up Harrisburg Magazine October. You want to click on sales by zone, first of all, so you pull up the right series. I'm assuming you entered them under sales by zone. Is that where you put them in, Darcy?
Yes, I believe so.
So do you see the tab that says sales by zone? You went right there. It is. Click there. Now choose, instead of Capital Watch, choose Harrisburg Magazine.
That HB, that one, I think.
It's actually
right. No, it's Premier Guide.
It's a bit higher. It's spelled out.
There we go. I'm sorry.
Now there's your October issue, and I don't see any goals on here, so I'm curious as to how they were entered.
Maybe I put them under sales, under salesperson, so maybe I did them wrong.
Let's find out where they are. I mean, this is the best place to put them under sales by zone. Let's go employee.
Could I put them in? So could I put where would I put, let's say I want to put the sales in for Jim Lafferty. What would I do?
To put the actual is already in here. To put his goal in, you're going to go into the employee editor. So go up to the management tab and go down to the employees and choose the employee editor. Okay. And now you are going to choose the rep who you want to start entering goals for. Click the green arrow beside their name. Good. Now, when this opens up, there's a little side panel right up to the far left beside the tab that says account. There's the 3 little lines, the hamburger. Click there. Okay. Now click edit and view sales goals. Okay. And there's some goals in there. Okay, yeah. Here's the deal. Lisa, the contract sales goals, that's a goal for how much business you want them to write in the year, but it doesn't relate to any particular issue. It's how much revenue you want them to bring in, how much new business. Okay. If you want to look at goals by a specific product and issue, like for the October issue, what is their goal? You want to click on the Sales by Zone tab to enter them. So click Sales by Zone up at the top right.
Okay, Sales by Zone.
Choose Harrisburg Magazine instead of Capital Watch. Okay, now, what is her goal for each issue?
You know, I don't have it in front of me. Can we just make some up for right now?
Actually, let's start out with one number, which you can edit, and then you can tweak it. So click on that little floppy disk with the pencil on it right over the word goal. And let's choose a goal that'll be the same goal every month to start out with, and enter that amount in there.
Okay. Okay. I'm just going to do it for that. So that's a little big. There we go. 10,000.
That's better. Now click Set Goals.
Set Goals.
Now you see what that did? That brought that in for a goal for every month for the 2017 Harrisburg Magazine.
Now what if I wanted to change November?
Double click on that 10,000 in November and change it.
Okay, so then I just change it. Got it. I can just go and put 20.
Right, and then you can go up to the top and click the one, not the one with the pencil, but the one to the left of that to save it. Okay.
Gotcha.
So that's put Lisa's goals in. Now, if you want to put goals in for Harrisburg Magazine for the other people, you can just change the name. Now that you're in here from Lisa, you can choose another rep.
Oh, so I could just go to Darwin, Darcy, and whoever. That's good because now could I go into January, or when will I get January to come up in here?
You can do that now if you change the 2018.
Got it. Okay. Super, because I got their goals for a year, so I can do that for everybody. I have their goals, and so I can do that, or you can do it, Darce, whatever we want to do.
Yeah,
we can do it together.
So you could change the 2000 to 2018 for Lisa, and you'll see that the 2018 issues come up, and none of those have goals yet.
Wow. Okay. Super.
Okay, now let's go back into that goals report and let's click search to run it again. That's already open up there. Now go to the, all right, I think we're just going to need to change it from October, or reselect the October issue so it'll reload.
Does it reload?
Actually, choose a different issue and come back. It's got to pick up those new ones that we just put in. So now go back to Harrisburg and choose October, and it should be in there. So there's the goal that you put for Lisa.
And that's perfect. I love that. Is there any way that, because I do two things. I do it on number of accounts. I'm almost more concerned about numbers of accounts than I am dollars and cents. Dollars and cents is important because that's what we spend, but the number of accounts is, I judge it both ways. So is there any way to get the number of you'd say contracts?
The number of well, you can pull it off a sales run sheet. There's not an actual versus goal report for that. It's based on either the number of phone calls they make in a time period, the number of meetings that they do, the number or the dollar amount of business that they bring in.
So let me tell you how I have their goals. Their goal is they have a number of accounts that they have to sell, and it's times their average sale. So let's just say their average sale was $1,000, and for the month of October they had to do 10 accounts. Then it would be $10,000, and then for November it might go up to 12. and their average account might stay the same, so it'd be $12,000. So that's how we do their goals. So it's but there's no way to you guys don't do anything about goals for numbers of contracts or anything like that sold.
Yeah, I don't have it based upon number of contracts sold. We can pull reports and you can look at how many they have.
Okay.
But
I might have to just keep track of them myself. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just making a note.
Just I think you put two more things under here, under actual, the numbers of accounts and the number of sales. Nobody else must do that but me, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to look into it and see. There's a flex report that we have that's, a report that can be changed to a certain extent. I will ask to see if they can pull in at least the actual number of contracts sold during a month along with the dollar amount and the goal. They may be able to do that, and I'll check. And if that's a possibility, I will let you know.
Super. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Next.
Let me ask you the one thing. Let's say this, what I like to do is on a weekly basis, send out a list of where everybody's at according to their goals.
Okay.
So I think it's important do you have a top to bottom or something that I could print out, or not print out, but copy and then email to them? To everybody? How everybody's doing?
That alternate version of this goals report, which is not on your site, but I'm going to have added, can be exported. So you can pull it out as a spreadsheet and you can send that out. Do you
and
want
then I could just add a column right there with numbers of accounts. That would be easy.
If you do you want them to be able to pull that information themselves, or do you want to distribute it to them?
Both.
Okay,
I'd like to have them be able to look at it, and but then I'm going to do it at least once a week, maybe more often towards the end of the month. When it gets closer to deadline, I might do it daily, so they can see where they're at. Just to remind them, I think it does two things. It reminds them where they're at, and it gets to look at everybody else to see am I doing better or not as good.
Right, and if they want to see where they are, if you go back to the dashboard, which is where we first came in, there's a link there that's called sales goals. Okay, if you click on that, the sales goals link, and if you click on sales by zone again, and you choose a product in a year, it's going to list actual versus goal for you. So if that were Lisa logging in, she could go to this quick link and she can see where she is at any point in time just by clicking on that link and entering in the magazine in the year, and she can see all her actuals versus goal. Okay.
Can I put in what the goal for the whole magazine is in some place? Could I double click on it?
If you go back to that goals report that we were looking at, right there, the grand total at the bottom is going to be the summary of all these individuals' goals. Is that going to be the goal for the magazine?
Yes. Well, it might be. Yes, it should be. Yes, the goal should be the same, and then and then will this convert to, like, now that I'm in November? Will I be able to see what they did in October and September and August?
Sure,
will I have
you just change the month.
Okay, but not a whole for the whole year.
Not on this one, but again, let me send you a link to another report to look at. It's a newer report that was done for a couple of other clients that might be helpful to you, that I'm going to give it to you.
Super, thank you.
And that's one that you can run for a date range.
Okay, that would be perfect.
Instead of just
do
1
January
month.
1 to August 31st or whatever.
I think that will be helpful to you. So I will add that to your screen, and if it's possible to put the number of orders in, I'll have that done. If I can't, then I'll just give you the report.
That would be awesome. Okay, that would be awesome. I mean, we can find it at least, so that won't be so bad. But if I had it, it would save a lot of mess around. I love this system. It is really, once you start using it, you can just, it doesn't get very hard after you play with it for a little while.
Yeah, once you play with it, it's intuitive.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so that's our goals reporting.
Okay.
Calls and meetings, I'm going to show you under reports at the top of the page.
Okay. So I go to
very top,
reports.
Right there. Go into sales and choose activity. And this should pop up. Did you click on activity?
I did. There we go.
This is going to load up with your sales team by default. Anybody who's in the sales department is going to show on here. And
so
as you
can we go through what each one of these means, like notes, calls, meetings, emails, what you mean by that? Okay.
Notes are anything that a sales rep entered onto a contact record and classified it as a note. Maybe they saw a new location for somebody, or they, heard through the grapevine that they may be interested in doing, this, whatever they're entering as a note.
Right.
It's going to show here.
Okay.
Calls. Okay. They should be using calls when they are clicking into the system to write about a phone call they've had with a client.
So I make a phone call to Darwin Shoe Store. I should put on here that I called Darwin Shoe Store, and it may be that my manager was not in.
Right. Yeah, it may not have had any result except you did make the call. And then also, if you are going to schedule, because your reps can schedule future calls for themselves. And if they do that, then once they have taken care of that and marked it as completed, that will also show as a call. So in other words, this shows completed calls. It doesn't show calls that they've scheduled that they haven't marked as complete, because you don't know if they've done it or not. But it will show the number of completed calls. Same thing for meetings. If they enter a meeting into the client record on Magazine Manager and they mark it as complete, then that will show up as a meeting that they've done, and you'll see a count there. Okay. Emails is a little bit different. If you send an email to a client and they're using the email capture, and Darcy, I don't know if they talked about that in the sales training or not. Do you remember?
They did, and I've sent everybody instructions again on how to exactly do it.
Okay. If they're using email capture, that means if they're in Outlook and they send an email to somebody and put the right information into the header, then a copy of that email will be pasted into the account in Magazine Manager. And they will show up in this emails column. You see the
numbers. Is it much harder to do an email through this system than it is just going to their, they have their own email system?
Well, if you're
Google,
if you're in this system, they can simply click on an email address. It will open up a window to compose an email, and they can send it.
So it's just as easy, but they got to be using the system.
I mean, they don't have to be to initiate it from Magazine Manager. They can just initiate it from Gmail.
Okay.
And as long as they put their code into the BCC line, it'll get copied and pasted into the accounts, and it will show up as an email that they sent.
So the code's the important part.
Everybody
and
has
they all know what their codes are.
They should. They should. If they don't, I'll show you where you would find your code. Go up to
I sent them all their codes, including your dad, in an email. That lists them, their name and their code. So they have it, and I create a little video on how to use it. And
great.
So it looks like at least one salesperson is doing it.
Yeah, it looks like Julie's doing it now.
Julie, yep.
Now it will also register as an email if they simply click on the email address and it opens up their compose email window. That also registers as an email. So you would have, if they clicked on that to open an email and they went in and they used their email capture, it would actually register twice. So you just need to be aware of how that looks. If you want to see a quick summary, if you click on any of those numbers with a hyperlink under them, click on that number 3 for Julie, and you're going to see a little summary pop up under emails. Okay, and it looks like what she's doing is clicking the button. If you can you expand that column that has the note in it to make it a little bit wider?
Is that?
Oh, this is fine. We're going to look at the actual record. This is fine too.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay. And you can see where it says an email was sent to this client from outside of Magazine Manager. This is because she's clicked that email address and she's opened up her Compose email window. There's not an email capture copied in here. I can tell because there's no more information on the note. So so there's 2 ways you can get credit for an email.
All right. Okay.
If you go back to that activity report, you can look at that and you can see it also shows the amount of, close this pop-up.
How do I do that?
There's a little X up in the right-hand corner of this pop-up window. It's a little lower.
Of activity?
Oh. Let's open up the activity report again. You go into report sales activity.
Boy.
And it'll come up again, so we'll see it. It also shows the dollar amount of proposals that were created during the time period that you're looking at, and it will also show the dollar amount of cash sales. Cash sales are proposals that were converted to an order in the system, or there's some sales that were entered just to get you guys caught up, and for your existing sales, they didn't even go through proposals, they just showed in as a cash sale. So
gotcha.
This is the revenue that they brought in, and again, there's hyperlinks. You can click on that and you can see what made that number up. So if you look at that, any of those numbers, click on there, either one. Okay.
Oh, okay.
See, there's a summary of what they did.
Oh, okay. So she did it for the whole year.
Yeah,
that's why it's big. It's not for the month.
It's just it's based upon the book date. That's all. How much revenue got entered into the system. It doesn't mean it's for something running this week.
That month.
It's just what are they bringing in.
Okay.
And this looks like probably an existing contract that they had that now that we've got the system, she just went in and entered in the whole contract.
Right.
Yeah, probably because it's a huge discount.
Yeah. That would be. Now, has this been approved already, or do I have to approve it? That would be the interest.
There's no real approval process. It's booked until you say it can't be. I mean, there's no way to put things on hold, is there? As far as I know.
No.
It's different than the media span was.
Yeah, it's different than that. That they don't have it doesn't go in until you release it. It's released. We have to kill it.
Got it.
So this is another way that in addition to pulling a run sheet for a specific issue, you can go into this activity report and you can click into what your reps are doing for the business that they're bringing in and the cash sales. And you can see a quick summary right here. And Darcy's right, there's a big discount on here for one reason or another.
Right.
So you can see that now. If you look at it when this report pops up, you can keep tabs on what they're doing with their prices.
And what they're doing. Yep. Super.
Okay. Now I want to show you.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd like to show you, if you'll close this where you're clicking, go ahead and click on that X. Go to the Management tab and go into your employee account. Go into Management, Employees, Employee Editor. And let's open up your account. So click the pencil beside your name. On the left.
Or this.
Oh, the arrow, sorry. Sometimes it's an arrow, sometimes it's a pencil. And I want you to open up that side panel again. Click the little hamburger beside the word account. And I want you to click Edit Reps Notifications. Okay, click on summary email notifications. Okay, this you're going to like. If you want to see,
really.
you can send a report based upon what you see. The bookings report, you can get it every day if you want to, or you can get it every week, or you can get it every month. If you go over and check that box that says email notification, you're going to start getting summaries that list each rep's name and the number of ads they booked and the dollar amount of ads they booked, and it will come to you via email.
Inga had to go outside she was just going crazy, so I had to step outside for just a second because she had to go to the bathroom. So
okay.
I can hear you, but I had to be.
Okay. If you simply, let's go down and let's turn on some of these reports for you. If you don't like to get them daily or weekly, you can always turn them off. But go under the email notification column and let's just turn these on daily and weekly and monthly. Just turn all of those on by checking those boxes.
Okay, I will as soon as my come on, Rolex.
He's not in front of his computer.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah. So come on, girls. Come on.
You sound like me with my dogs when I take them out to go. Only it's come on, boys.
Yeah. I got two German Shepherds that go with me just about every place. Take them to work, and they're just really. And Inga seems to she has a real sensitive stomach, and so and she is all excited when she has to go to the bathroom, and she won't let me, which is kind of a good thing. Now I'll be in my office in about 2 seconds. So
okay, what I'm doing, I'm going to go ahead and turn these on.
Okay, super, fantastic. I'm going to be.
You'll just get these reports that get sent to you via email.
Okay.
And it'll be in the morning. So tomorrow morning you'll get a daily bookings report of each rep's name and the dollar amount of ads they put into the system.
I love it.
Okay. Every Monday you'll get a weekly summary for the whole week. Every month you'll get a monthly summary for the whole week. And weekly calls and meetings report is going to tell you how many completed calls were entered into the system and how many completed meetings were in the system.
And this will remind me to talk to them about it too.
And then those comparisons report at the bottom are comparing year to year. Obviously, you're not going to have anything from the prior year to compare for a while.
Right.
But they'll come in once a month, once a quarter, once a year. And you can just close this screen now because I've already added these and saved them. And Darcy, you might want to add these on your user account too if you haven't.
Yeah.
Because it's set up user by user. So anybody that you want to get them will be signed up for them, assuming you go into the user account and turn it on. So that's another good way to keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on. So I've got those on for you, Darwin.
Okay. Can you tell me about pipeline at some point in time? What you guys mean? I think I know what pipeline means, but what?
Okay.
On the top, right under customer there, right directly under customer, says pipeline for something else.
That's the report that we were in earlier. And if you want to go back to that report, I will show you how you can pull this for your entire pipeline. Everything that's in the system, either as a proposal or as an order. If you scroll back up to the top of this.
To the top, okay.
There's a scroll bar on the side, and you can go up to the top of this page. You're not at the top yet.
Got it. Okay. Yep. Okay.
All right. Let's first of all, instead of Lisa, change that to all reps in that drop down, or the blank. Use the blank at the top.
Blank. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoops.
What happened? Come on.
Okay. Now, where it says converted to contract, make that blank on the right-hand side. Okay. Now, we can leave, let's take out the October issue because we're going to look at all of 2017 for Harrisburg right now. So just make that blank and click search. Okay, now as you look at this, we didn't put in a date range, so this is everything in the system for 2017. And if you look at those, you'll see some of these coming in at 100% and some of these coming in at 90%. The 100% items have already been converted. They're already orders in the system. The 90%ers are still in there as a proposal, so they're not guaranteed yet. So they're in there right now at 90%. If you scroll down to the very bottom of this page and look at the totals, you can see that the total amount entered into the system, I need to see what okay, there's 64, okay, there's the total amount of the proposals in the system is 66,633.50. That's orders and proposals. That's the net amount. If you take that percentage and adjust it, that gives you a pipeline of $64,056 because some of them are not in there at 100% yet.
Right. Okay. Super. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. And there's something else called opportunities that I did not go into yet. Let's see. I'm checking my time frame. I've got another call that's coming up in about 5 minutes. So we may need to continue this and look at AR on a subsequent call.
Yeah, let's do. Yeah, I would like to do that on but I've got a good place to start, and then I'll probably try to get familiar with AR, more familiar with AR, and then when we can do it at another time, that would be good. Maybe even a half hour on AR might be enough.
Yeah, it's not gonna. We've gone through most of your questions.
Yep. The only question I have, I'm going to ask these real quick, is that auto sign for the contract. You were going to check on that. Have you got that figured out yet? If you were going to add that, if you could do that, do you remember what I meant?
The auto sign. I don't know if that's a question you asked me or you asked Dennis, but can you explain the question?
No, I asked. Yeah, on there, you when you do a proposal, you can send out a contractor, right?
Right.
So, and I was wondering if you could click on there, like I just did a real estate loan, and everything was all I had. I didn't have to sign anything. I just had to click on that. I signed it, and it went through.
We have that.
Yeah, and so somebody, whoever I talked to, said, "Well, I will see if we can get that on there." I don't know, and so I was wondering if that is available.
I didn't know the pricing. Probably the first time you asked me that question. You can create a user account with a company called Right Signature, and they are a digital document signing company. It's RIGHT Signature. And then we have an API, a code that will connect and link your Right Signature account with your Magazine Manager account, and there will be another option on your proposal page where you can send it for e-signature. And that will do similar to what your real estate loan did. I know I just got something from a realtor in the mail too, and I know exactly what you're talking about. And I thought, oh, great, this is just like what we do. So they'll get an email saying that there's a document there for them to sign from Benchmark, and they can click here and they can go in, they can look at it, and then they will do a signature on it. And then you'll be notified that they have signed it and it's done.
Right. And if you go to a court of law, that must be good.
Yeah, I think, that it's designed for that purpose. And then it has a copy of their signature on file. Now, I can tell you that the integration fee with Magazine Manager is $25 a month to have that active. To actually see the cost of the account with Right Signature, you will need to set that up with Right Signature. And I've got a name of someone there.
Darcy, if you would take that down, please.
Okay.
I'll email it to you, Darcy.
Okay.
I've got an email address for a contact at Right Signature, and they can help advise you as to because I'm not sure which level of account you need to be able to get that API code. And I also do not know what their charge per send is. So you'll have to follow up with them on that and decide if you want that activated.
Super. Thank you very much. I'll let you go because it's after 3:30.
Yeah, and I've got somebody else that I am late to open up their call for. So
okay. All right.
Both of you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.